I run the Global Kop with Sam, but he's on holiday at the moment, so it's just me by myself. What about you, Joe? Who are you? You want to introduce yourself?
Hi. Yeah, I'm Joe. You'll have heard me in podcasts before. I'm a Liverpool fan. Have been all my life. And yeah, that's probably all you need to know.
Okay, Ollie.
Yeah, I'm Ollie. I'm run AnfieldHQ. Probably know that. I've also been in podcasts with Dan on the Global Kop. Huge Liverpool fan, and yeah, just really getting excited to start this. Really.
Tom.
Yeah, I'm Tom. I write for AnfieldHQ, and I'm a massive Liverpool fan.
Alright, so that's great. So we're all Liverpool fans. What did you think of the game yesterday? Obviously, Brendan Rodgers changed the team, took out Glenn Johnson. Yeah. And we kept a clean sheet. What did you think of the game? Global Kop with Sam. Oh no, but he's on holiday. There's a 30-second delay, and I just played myself. That's cool. Anyway, yeah, what do you think of the game? Anyone got any views?
Oh yeah, Sterling was exceptional. Hope to see more performances like that all season. And Balotelli impressed me despite only registering one shot on target all game. I think he did play well. He held up the ball well at times, got back as well, which I think everyone was sceptical as to whether he'd do it, but yeah. Rodgers is obviously going to get the best out of him, and I'm happy with the team that started against Spurs. Obviously we'll introduce Lallana, but I'm not sure when that'll happen.
I don't think, after yesterday's performance, I don't think there's a place for Lallana. I think yesterday the team...
What about Coutinho?
Yeah, well, he's been poor. Yeah. Sorry, he's been very poor.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll come straight back in? Lallana? Anyone think Lallana will come straight back in?
No, definitely not.
No. Okay, when do you reckon he'll be put back in, Tom?
Coutinho as well.
Lallana,
yeah. I don't know. I think I'm not liking Coutinho at the moment.
Okay.
I think Lallana needs time to adapt to the team as well, because he's only just getting back from injury.
Yeah.
So I think I can see it in a couple of weeks now, and then I think he'll edge him into the bench, and then he'll slowly come into the starting team. But I just think Coutinho's I don't know, maybe lived up to it.
Yeah, he's had a poor pre-season, definitely. So basically, today we're just going to be talking about all the things Global Kop and the AnfieldHQ do. So we do podcasts and stuff like that. My Skype's frozen at the moment, so it's just me. So I'm just going to talk to myself. Apparently we've broke everyone. We've had some technical difficulties with the stream. I know why. It's because I'm logged in on my iPad as well, so they can probably hear me talking, but I'm on my own. So this is a great start. Okay, I need to get back in. Help! So I'm just on my own. You can just hear me talking at the moment. Sorry about this. We'll get the others back ASAP. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm very sorry about that, guys. My iPad decided to log me in. But yeah, we're back now. So I just started rambling about what we do in our podcast and stuff. We were talking about Lallana and Coutinho. What do you think about Coutinho? Do you think after his pre-season he's disappointed, or do you think that it's just because he's tired from pre-season?
Yeah, I think because of pre-season, obviously, especially his performance against Dortmund, we were all expecting him to be flying within the first 3 games, because obviously he was gliding past everybody in the Dortmund match. But against Southampton, he was just marked out of the game by Wanyama and Schneiderlin, so he couldn't really get a look in, especially against them two. And I think that's probably why it knocked his confidence a bit, and obviously he's been left out of the team now.
Okay, great. Anything to add, anyone else?
Yeah, I agree with Dan, to be fair. Coutinho, it's obviously, he's been up against 2 big machines in the middle of the park in Wanyama and Yaya Toure. And even yesterday, he would have been up against Capu. And so I think he did the right thing, Rodgers, in starting Sterling. And I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change the team from yesterday. It was a near perfect performance again. And we'll just have to see where Lallana and Coutinho go. But I think Lallana and Coutinho are both quality options to have off the bench, and it just shows from last season how much we've improved the squad depth.
But do you think, yesterday when we got into the latter stage of the game and we brought Markovic on, who looked really impressive against City, was a bit quiet, and he didn't make the impact that he did when he came on against City. So maybe that's something that Rodgers needs to think: is Markovic an impact player?
I didn't think he was horrendous. I think when he came on yesterday, I think we'd obviously altered our game plan a little bit because we were in control of the game. So I think we kind of sat back a bit more and were there for the counter. And Markovic is the perfect player for the counter attack, really, isn't he? Like he's absolutely rapid, and he was involved in bits and bobs yesterday. But I just think by the time he was brought on, we had changed our game plan a little bit because we were in complete control of the game. So. I do rate Markovic, and he's rapid, and he's another player which is got extremely good potential for the future.
Yeah, I agree with Ollie there. Like when he came on, I think we'd already won the game, so I don't know if we weren't really attacking as much. Obviously, Sterling had a few efforts, but Markovic wasn't really in there because there was pretty much nothing to do. We'd win the game, and it was just all about seeing out the 3-0 lead with a clean sheet. Yeah,
I agree, but maybe Rodgers brought him in to start with to be an impact player, and he didn't make that sort of impact that maybe Rodgers would have liked. I know it's early stages of the season, but he is quick, and he didn't. To me, he didn't make the impact that I thought he was going to.
Well, I think you've got to be a little bit lenient towards him because he came on against City and did make a massive impact. So you can't really judge him just on. For me, anyway, I think, but when he came on yesterday, it was a different game to the City game. So I just think, it is early in the season, but I think he proved against City he can make an impact.
Yeah, has anyone else got anything to add on Markovic? Do you reckon he's going to have a successful season at Liverpool?
I think he'll do it.
What'd you say, Tom?
I think he'll do alright. I think there's no reason, but like I said, like you guys said, I can't see him as
I agree with Tommy. I agree with Tom. Like he should be starting. We paid 20 million for the lad. Like he's not someone that's just going to sit on the bench. But he is young and he's still a bit raw. So I tell you, who I thought had a good game yesterday. Manquillo. I know everyone's raving about Moreno, and Moreno played extremely well yesterday. But I think Manquillo had a good solid game as well. He's another hungry young player, but I rated him yesterday. I think he did well.
Okay, so if you had to play the back four against Aston Villa after the international break, would you keep the same back four, Ollie?
Yeah, I would. Another one, Saka. I thought Saka. There was a bit miscommunication sometimes between Skrtel and Saka, but other than that, I thought they were pretty solid. So yeah, I'd stick with that.
Okay, anyone else? Would you stick with the same, Joe?
Yeah, I'd stick with the same, despite that one where we seen that lazy pass from Saka where he gave possession away, but that was pretty much it. I think him and Lovren communication could be better, as Ollie said, but other than that, if they form a good partnership, I don't see any reason why the defence needs to change at all.
Luke, what do you think?
Well, I think we should definitely same back four. I think the problem with the miscommunication yesterday was that Lovren was a little over eager to make an impact himself. So Saka was sticking to his half, but Lovren wanted to make an impact across the whole back four and sort of nearly sacrificed a couple of goals, especially with the Chadley chance. There was no need for him to go in. Saka had it covered. But if they can just sort out the communication between themselves, then there'll be no issues at all.
Leanne, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree, but I'd actually take Saka out of the team. I thought yesterday he was quite nervy. Clearly, he hasn't yet established a partnership with Lovren. But if Skrtel's fit, I'd bring him back into the team because I think that partnership was a lot better. Saka continually gave the ball away and he looked a bit shaky, really.
They don't know actually what's wrong with Skrtel, or
still his leg, I think, against Man City. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, Ollie, did you want to add something?
I heard that it's his knee, and then I also heard that he's broken some sort of bone in his foot or something that's going to make him out for a month. But
okay. Ollie, what did you have to
Yeah, just on what Leanne said about Saka. Well, obviously, like we've spoken before on the Global Kop podcast about Rodgers not really rating Saka, and it was the committee that actually pushed for him. So I don't know. I think. I don't think he was horrendous yesterday. He did look shaky, and there was a bit of miscommunication at times. But I saw a stat the other day. I was just about to write it there that the last 5 games Skirtle started, we've conceded goals. So I mean, we do concede a lot of goals when Skirtle plays, and he just scored a lot of own goals. I know he's done well for us at the other end, but we do concede a lot of goals when he plays. So I think to get a clean sheet away at White Hart Lane yesterday was pretty commendable, to be fair.
Especially with our defence, they're all new players. They're all bedding in to the team. Would you say that we need to maybe look at bringing in a couple more defensive reinforcements in January, Ollie?
Yeah, I think we may need to bring in another right back, because I think Johnson. I know we've raved about Johnson a lot, but Mankio's still young and raw, and if he gets an injury, then we're stuck with Johnson. So I got Flanagan as well, but in fact maybe not actually, maybe not, because we've got Flano. I'd bring in another centre back. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind Brian Shawcross. I would not have minded Brian Shawcross. You know, he's a captain for Stoke. He's like a whole-hearted defender, but technically on the ball, maybe not. But I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay, Leanne, have you got anything to add?
I think centre back wise are actually okay. I think it would take time with Lovren coming in to settle a partnership, but I think Skirtle and Lovren should actually be our starting two. Although Skirtle concedes a lot and he tugs a lot, which we saw with Lovren yesterday, I think their communication is actually better, because you saw yesterday Saka and Lovren going for the same ball, giving the ball away, being sloppy. So, like, although we got the clean sheet, there were times where we looked a bit shaky.
Yeah. Okay, Joe, what do you have to add?
While we're on the topic of centre-backs, what do you guys think of Coates? I know he played a lot pre-season, he's obviously going on loan to Sunderland, but do you think there's a place for him next season or not?
I think with Coates, the situation with him is he needs to play. I mean, he's come back from a long-term injury. He's not very well known to the country, if you know what I mean. He's not ever held down a first-team place within the team, and he needs to play games. And I've heard today he's going on loan to Sunderland, which I think will be a very good move for him. One, because the manager Gus Poyet is he's having a medical at the moment. Gus Poyet is Uruguayan, the same as Coates, so that'll be a good partnership. And two, I think that Sunderland have always been a good team, but I think they're good, especially with loan players. Have you seen with Fabio Verini? He obviously did very well. So Gus Poyet must be doing something right over there to make more loan players go. Because they've obviously just signed that guy from Inter. What's his name? Alcaraz on loan.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And he's quite a good winger. So Tom, what do you think? We've lost Tom.
I think a team that let players like him really shine, don't they? I think that's what we saw with Barini last year.
Yeah.
They're quite good with loan players. So I think it's a good move for him. It'll get him some good team quality. I mean, I thought he looked alright in pre-season, to be fair.
Yeah.
So.
Ollie?
Yeah, I think it's a good move for Coates. I think we need players to go to other Premiership clubs. It's the same with Andre Wisdom going to West Brom. I think that's a great move for him and a great move for Coates. Coates, me and you were talking about it earlier. He's technically on the ball very good. He's raw still, and he needs to. He just needs that Premiership experience. But yeah, I think it's a good move for him. It's a good club, Sunderland, and I think well, you've seen the benefits of loan moves in the past. So we'll have to see.
But after this season at Sunderland, does he have a future at Liverpool, Ollie?
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, I think he does. Rodgers likes Coates, and I think if we wanted to ship him out, if he didn't have a future, we'd sell him. We'd get rid of him. But you know, he's highly rated at Liverpool, so he does need that Premiership experience. But I think he does. Yeah.
Tom?
I'd just like to say, What's everybody else's thoughts on Mignolet? Because I'm not really a big fan. What does anybody else think?
Mignolet, we spoke about this in the podcast. Ollie said that he was a committee signing, and I read on his Twitter earlier that it was either between him or Begovic that come in, and we chose Mignolet, which I think was the wrong decision. I reckon we'd been better off with Begovic. But what do you think, Luke? Do you think we should get another keeper instead of Mignolet?
I'm a massive fan of Begovic, and I can't understand why we chose Mignolet over him. He had one season, one season in the Sunderland defence. We all know he's a brilliant shot stopper, but he can't hold the ball very well when crosses come in. He doesn't distribute it very well. And then you look at Begovic, it's always long ball with Stoke, so he's always going to be fairly good at distributing the ball, and he trains with people like Peter Crouch and Shawcross, so he's always going to be defending crosses. He definitely would have been more suited to our playing style, and I think Mignolet definitely needs someone to come in now and push him so that he improves.
Leon, have you got anything to add?
Yeah, I think Mignolet, for me, is not good enough. I think that's one of the reasons why maybe the title is a step too far for us currently. Because if you look at the top 4 or 5 teams, we've got the worst keeper. I mean, yes, he made a great save against Chadley yesterday, but he's got no competition. Brad Jones is even worse. But his distribution's very poor. I think if we got Victor Valdez in, that would be a great move. Because he's quite old, but then you say he's experienced. He's got Champions League football under his belt. He's commanding. So I think that would be a great move for Liverpool. And Mignolet needs someone riding him. He needs someone telling him to perform week in, week out. Because I think he's got slack. He knows he's going to be in the team.
Yeah, Joe, what do you think of the situation?
Yeah, I actually like Mignolet. I'm a fan of him. I think he's got potential to become one of our players that's obviously going to be picked every week. Well, he already is, but with an extra keeper, say Victor Valdez has been spoke about today. I don't want him in to replace Mignolet, but to push him. I've just said I'm a fan of Mignolet, and I want him to be starting every game, even with a keeper within our ranks like Victor Valdez, because I think he's got potential to be one of the best. I want him to fulfil that potential because I'm a fan of him and I think he can be one for the future for us.
Ollie?
I agree with Leanne in terms of Mignolet needs someone. He needs that experienced player in his ear, giving him. I honestly think if Mignolet was a few years older, we wouldn't have. He'd be off. But he's got age on his side, which is good for him. Does anyone remember when we played Barcelona in the Champions League a few years back, and Valdez had an absolute shocker? And we played Momo Sissoko played for it. Does anyone remember that game?
Was that at the camp when Reece played?
No, it was at Anfield. It was the return home leg.
Was that when we won 2-0?
No. They beat us. They beat us 1-0.
Yeah, they went Anfield.
Yeah, and he had an absolute shocker. But other than that, I think Valdez would be a great signing. He's obviously injured, isn't he? So.
It couldn't have been that bad if we didn't score.
No, but I remember watching the highlights. Yeah, it honestly had a shocker.
But we did manage to beat him.
Well, we didn't. But then at the time, actually no, we had Torres, didn't we? So.
Oh, he's shot. Don't talk about.
No, we didn't. We had Bellamy and Shoit. Nah.
Tom, have you got anything?
Yeah, when people say about Mignolet that he's a great shot stopper, well, that's his job. It's what we expect him to do. We expect him to make saves and stuff. One thing that worried me about him is that he can't catch a ball.
Yeah, and I definitely agree that making Reina leave is gonna make Mignolet too comfortable in his position, because he knows he's not going to be challenged by Brad Jones. Because as much as I love the guy Brad Jones, he's nowhere near Premier League quality or Champions League or quality at all. So I think we need to bring in someone, because Mignolet will get too comfortable. What about you, Liam? Do you think that Mignolet or we should bring in competition for Mignolet?
I don't think we should have let Reina leave. I think Reina, he did well on his loan spell in Shack, and we should have put him in the first team, given him a chance at pre-season. Like you saw the pictures, he was sitting on the bench, he looked angry behind Brendan Rodgers. Because he's been at the club for so long, he deserved the chance from coming back from his loan spell to put pressure on Mignolet, and I think he could have been the number one, but he's obviously off to Bayern Munich now. I think, yeah, a keeper will probably come in today, or at some point if it's Victor Valdez. I don't think Mignolet's got a very good partnership with anyone. You saw him, he dwells on the ball against Man City and Tottenham. In all the big games, whenever he gets the ball, you just think like he's going to do something really stupid.
Okay, Ollie.
Like he just worries you.
Sorry, Leanne.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you out. Leanne.
It's alright.
I mean, to be honest with you, I was at White Hart Lane yesterday, and I actually thought Mignolet had an alright game. One of the very few, but and Man City obviously the third goal was horrendous, completely out of position. But just on Alex McCarthy, obviously I don't know if any of you guys saw Gary Jacobs' tweets from the Times earlier. He did a live web chat, but he was saying that we could have had Alex McCarthy all summer, but we told him that we weren't interested. Because of his price, which was 6 million originally, but then it dropped to 3, and obviously that's when QPR pounced, and that's when apparently we made a last-ditch effort, but it didn't work. So I would have taken Alex McCarthy. You know, do you remember when he had that absolutely boss game against for Reading against us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A while back.
Did we win that game, Ollie?
Drew 0-0.
No, yeah.
Okay, so he did have a good game. We didn't score against him.
he had a good game. Yeah, well, but we do need another keeper. And also, if Barini goes, I'm surprised if we stick with Lambert, Balotelli and Sturridge, because Sturridge is injury prone. Balotelli will probably get sent off, so that leaves us with Lambert. So I'd be surprised if we didn't sign another striker, to be honest. But it doesn't look like we will.
Well, there's a little foul call going around in Manchester, isn't there? We could put a bid in for him.
Well, I tell you what, in White Hart Lane yesterday there was talk of Boney again.
Still.
Yes, still Boney, making a last-ditch movement for Boney today.
If we sign Wilfred Boney, I will eat my hat, and I don't even have a hat. Literally, I'm claiming that. If we sign Wilfred Boney, I'll eat my hat. Do you reckon he's good enough?
Take him.
Is he good enough, Tom?
Yeah, I think he's good enough. I think he also gives us that aerial threat that we need as well.
That's it. What about you, Leanne?
Yeah, I think he's good enough. He's definitely a player who you could bring in and he would get 20 plus goals a season. But with the arrival of Balotelli, I don't see it happening. I mean, they're quite similar, but Balotelli's got more pace, more presence. The links today have actually been to Tottenham. So he seems to be, because Tottenham are linked with Danny Welbeck and Wilfred Boney. So I don't see us splashing 20 million on Wilfred Boney when we've just gone and signed Balotelli.
You'd always sign Danny Welbeck on loan.
See, I don't think that would actually be a bad move. Yes, he's pretty shit at times. But like he can score goals. He's got pace. So that would add to the pace we've already got. I think Loic Remy was. I think we should have got him.
But he did something really naughty. Anyway.
Yeah, we've spoken about the rumour on Loic Remy.
Yeah, but he's just joined Chelsea, so it can't have been anything like bad.
Look at the chat, Leanne. Anyway, Joe, what do you want to add?
About Wilfred Boney, how much wages would he demand? Do any of you know?
Wilfred Boney? Didn't he want like 100 grand?
And he's not going to be starting often. I can't see him getting in the team while Sturridge and Balotelli are both fit, so I don't know if that'd be a good move at all anyway. Yeah,
but Ricky Lambert, I don't...
He's looked good when he came on, Lambert. We have to be fair to both times.
Ollie?
Ricky Lambert's changed the game in the first 2 games of the season. He changed the game against Southampton and he changed the game against City as well. We needed 2 up top, and to be honest, I prefer 2 up top than the formation we played the other day with Sterling at the tip. Is his best position for me.
Yeah, Sturridge definitely can't play on his own. He needs a Suarez. or a Balotelli.
Balotelli will settle with that.
Yeah. So obviously we've got the international break. Just one thing I want to say. What do you think of the international break? Do you think it's a waste of time? Liam? What do you think on the international break? Okay, we'll go to Joe next. Joe, what do you think on the international break?
I'm not a fan of the international break. I know Balotelli's not in the Italy squad, so that is a bonus for us. I think he got suspended in the World Cup for the first game, so we've left him out of the second one as well.
Yeah.
So there's no risk of him getting injured in the international break, which is good. But in terms of England, I don't see it with any other countries, but all our players tend to have injury worries when they're playing for England. So I'm not a fan of when England play anywhere.
Well, we got Stevie going on holiday. Luke, what do you reckon?
The international break is a waste of time according to every single English person in the world, because England are useless and Roy Hodgson's our manager. But I suppose it's good for the younger players. You know, Sterling, he gets to work with few quality players that we have left. But you know, for the players that normally get injured, aka Daniel Sturridge,
Yeah.
it's just not very good for a Liverpool fan, especially.
Daniel Sturridge and his chocolate ankles. That's not in a racist way, I mean because they break. Anyway, Leanne's put in the chat.
Should have said Kit Kat.
Oi, go on. Anyway, Luke, apparently Arsenal have triggered Kevin Volland's release clause. Now, if you're a fan of Football Manager, you'll know he is one of the best young players on Football Manager. Why can't we release his clause?
Don't need him.
What is quality?
I don't know, he'd be wanting to start, wouldn't he? Like, at Arsenal, he's going to get in the team quite often with Walcott being out. I'm not sure how long Walcott's out for, but I'm not sure. I don't think we need another player going forward.
Isn't he like really young? Isn't he 18?
21.
No, 21. How old's Sonogo?
I don't really care, he's useless.
Yeah, okay. He was good on Football Manager, so maybe that means Kevin Volland's going to be awful.
Hopefully.
So has anyone got any other points they want to bring up to talk about? Any questions, any things you want to ask each other? So what do you reckon? Anyone?
It was just because it's transfer deadline day today. I was wondering if you guys thought it would be worth the move for a defensive midfielder.
With the loss of Lucas, maybe.
Yeah, he seems to be on his way to Napoli.
So, what is there a market for defensive midfielders at the moment? Do you reckon we could find a defensive midfielder that's cheap and could do the job? Liam?
Well, I think we need someone physical in, because you've got like Man City. We were overrun by Fernando and Yaya Toure because of their physicality.
Yeah.
So I think we need a big, strong defensive midfielder in. And yes, we've got Emery Chan, but we need someone who's just going to sit in front of the defence.
Yeah. Ollie?
Yeah, I tell you, I wouldn't have minded Alex Son, and I don't know why other clubs weren't in for him.
West Ham on a season-long loan.
Yeah, that is for them. I think for me that's a great signing for West Ham. He's got, God knows how, he's got experience in all competitions. He can sit there. He can break up play. I'm surprised we didn't make a move for him, but then it may come back to wages. But I don't know, or maybe just the speed of our game. But I think Chan looked pretty decent yesterday. He's a bit of a powerhouse as long as he keeps fit. But I don't think. I tell you, who is it that's really? Someone's activated the arm. Is it Hull City activated the Arme's release clause today?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to go for him at one point under Dalglish, but he's another one I wouldn't have minded.
Okay, Luke.
In terms of defensive midfielders, there aren't many quality ones available at the moment. And, if we were to sign one, it might not be someone that would be in for long term. I think perhaps wait till January or next summer and please go and sign Morgan Schneiderlin. He is so perfect for this team. Not only is he a Liverpool fan, but he breaks up the play. He scored a couple of goals. He's just tailor-made for Steven Gerrard's current position in the team. Next season, Gerrard will probably not even be in the first team, and Schneiderlin can just step right in and fill that position.
Okay, Tom.
Oh yeah, I've got like 2 points. I agree with Ollie about Alex Song because I like, quite rate him as a player, and I think we should be getting him, to be honest. I think he's an absolutely amazing loan for West Ham. I think he'll prove really good in their team, but I think we should also have a last ditch attempt for Khedira.
Okay, Leanne. Is it Leanne's gone? Okay.
Yeah, just in terms of Khedira, obviously, we know Arsenal were in negotiations with him, but I don't think there's any chance of that purely because of his wages. His wages would be astronomical. He is a player which we could do use with. He's a player which would be very good to fit into the team because he's obviously got that power, that pace, that passing ability, but wages just no chance.
Okay. We got a couple of questions coming on Twitter from Socks_Anfield. The first question from him, is: do you see any good youth coming into the main team this season? If so, who? Ollie, you want to start?
Jordan Rossiter is a good one. If I was Brendan Rodgers, I'd send him out on loan. I think he's ready. Maybe not to a Premiership club, but to a Championship club, similar to Jordan Ibe, who has obviously gone to Derby and who I think is a top talent. I mean, one day we're going to have Raheem Sterling and Jordan Ibe on both the flanks, and it's going to be frightening. Jordan Rossiter's another one. Obviously, there was Connor Cody, but he's obviously left for Huddersfield. Christian Ajoran's gone off today. There's obviously Suso, who I think should go on loan. But Suso's a funny one because I don't know if he's actually got a future at Liverpool, because I always thought Danny Pacheco had a future at Liverpool, but I always thought he was going to be a really top plant, but obviously not. So yeah, I think there's a lot of potential there.
Joe?
Yeah, while you're on the topic of Suso, I think he has to break into the first team within the next year or so, otherwise I don't think there is a place for him, as you say.
Leon?
I think actually Suso should be given a chance this season against maybe one of the promoted teams like Burnley or Leicester when we go to play them, because every season he showed he's a talent. He's come back from his loan. He's a good finisher. He's a bit like Coutinho. I think he could come in and good because we've got a lot of games. So yeah, I think he should be given a chance.
Okay, Tom?
I think I'd love to see Suso come into the starting 11, to be honest. Obviously, maybe not every game, but I agree with what Leanne said. Maybe against the promoted teams would just be a good little test run for him. Maybe come in for somebody like Allen or Henderson, maybe every other game.
Anyone else got any views on any of the younger players? Luke, you want to fire in?
Speaking on players like Suso, I think when we play the Capital One Cup in a few weeks' time, I think that is a huge chance for him to, make a name for himself. If he produces a good performance against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
If he produces a good performance, then he could perhaps get into Brendan Rodgers' thoughts at least. We've got Lallana coming back and so many quality players in his position that he just has to get into the team, and hopefully if he performs good enough he can get into the side. I've never really liked him, even when I watched him when Brendan first brought him in, when we had absolutely nobody. You could tell that our other young players were far above him. He just needs to get football.
Should Suso go to a Premier League club then?
For me, yeah, he should.
Yeah?
What Premier League club would take him though?
Maybe
West Brom would be a good play. A mid-table team would take him. I mean, Almeria did it last season, and he had a good season there. Luis Alberto has obviously gone to Malaga, and he started really well. I know that's Spanish, but I'd send Suso. I think Suso's had his time abroad. I think you should send him to a Premiership club. Sunderland, West Brom, Burnley, they could have him.
Okay, Leanne?
Yeah, just like on the Suso loan, I think a move like Teixeira's done to like a team like Brighton, one of the even like a championship team like that, would really help his development. Like again, you've seen like Teixeira since he's joined Brighton has done really, really well. So like yeah, you could say a Premier League move's probably the best for him, but I don't see that happening.
Okay, so,
I think it's more likely that he could go to Derby.
okay, so we got a few questions then on a tweet that was sent out. From LFC_Copite45, we got a question that says, thoughts on Falcao and Conor Plianka. First of all, we'll start with Falcao. Anyone got any thoughts they want to add in about Man United supposedly agreeing a loan deal for Falcao?
I think it's a good move for Man United, despite I don't know how much they're paying for him. There's rumours that it could be 5 mil, it could be 20 mil, but either way I think he'll score goals for United. So I think we missed out on him, but I'm not sure we were prepared to pay how much Monaco want for him just to be on loan.
Okay, Ollie?
Yeah, with Falcao, it's obviously a strange one because for Man United going forward, it's a fantastic signing, but it's not what they need. They need defensive reinforcements, and if they were in the Champions League this season, then they'd be going straight back out of it because their defence is it's not good enough. But for them going forward, I think there'll be a lot like Liverpool this season. There'll be a lot of goals. They'll obviously score a lot but concede a lot as well. And it's just really where Van Gaal fits them in, because I just can't see where they're going to fit Rooney, Van Persie, Falcao, Mata all in the same team. Di Maria is on, so I think he may even have to change the system because 3-5-2 is just, for me, not working for them. But we'll have to see.
Okay, Luke?
I just think his signing leaves the squad a little bit unbalanced. With him coming in, it's supposed to be Danny Welbeck that's coming out, but Welbeck can play in midfield on wide left. Now they've got 3 players that all want to play up front. They all want to start, and then they've got some positions where they just look useless. For example, right back, their only right back is Raphael. But they're going and spending money on forward players. They've got Blint coming in, but they've got Herrera. They've got to fit Di Maria in. Januzaj is just going to be another wasted talent coming out of Man United. He's got to displace so many players. Then you've got the English players, obviously cleverly they're not going to talk about. But they've got Michael Carrick and all of these players, and they're just not going to get a chance anymore. It's just a bit of a shame, really.
Okay, Leanne? Okay, Tom, go on.
I think Falcao was a little bit deluded, to be honest, going to United. I mean, not saying that in a bitter way, but if he's really looking for that move to Real Madrid, then I don't understand why he won't be going to a club with Champions League football.
Okay, yeah, I agree. What do you think about Conor Plianka? Anyone want to start on Conor Plianka? Ollie?
Well, Conor Plianka is obviously a player who still wants Liverpool move, and I spoke to Jay and Graham the other day, and Graham was saying that Conor Plianka is coming in as well in January. So yeah, possibly. Well, yeah. He's actually injured. He's still injured at the moment, I think. But he'll be coming in January. Well, it looks like it anyway, because I think obviously the club is still keen and the players still keen as well. Obviously, he was subject to a bid from West Ham earlier in the season, in the summer. Sorry. There's a lot of money, so I don't really know what happened with that. And I was saying this to Jay the other day. I don't really know what's happened with a lot of West Ham's bids. They obviously bid for Wickham. They bid for Conor Plianka. I mean, have they all been rejected? Or
I suppose so.
Because we've heard nothing on them since. So, but yeah, I'll take Conor Plianka. It's just where we fit him in. because it just looks like another option. Because I can't see him starting ahead of Sterling at the moment. So
Okay,
we'll have to see.
I just think if we bought Konoplyanka, that just puts the likes of Suso, Ibe, like they're down the pecking order, and suddenly you're constantly sending your youth out on loan. And yes, they're learning from like first team experience, but like next season, you want Ibe to come in, you want him to start, you want him to make an impact. And if you bring in Konoplyanka, he's not going to have the chance. I think it's another body wasted on the bench. You spend money, and it could into a Moses. Like, he's a good player, but I'm not sure he's of the quality that we need when we're bringing in Markovic, Lallana, and we've got Sterling.
Okay, so we're going to move on now to talking about Ian Ayre. From zero to hero. What do you think about that situation? Do you think he's done good this summer? I think he's done an absolute cracking summer. Anyone? Joe?
Oh well.
Yeah, I think he's been brilliant. I think the way he handled the whole Moreno deal was great. Like, it's dragged on so long, but he managed to get Moreno for such a cut price, and then to go and get Balotelli for 16 million when Shane Long went for 12. Like, he's done really, really well.
Okay, Tom?
Yeah, I think he's done really well as well. I mean, the fact that he cut that price down from Moreno from what was it, like 22 million or something?
Yeah.
And he cut it all the way down. I think he did really well with that deal, and you know, we brought in some really good players this year, and I'd probably say some of it is thanks to Ian Ayre as well.
Ollie?
Yeah, Ian Ayre has had a phenomenal transfer window this summer. He's got a lot of stick in the past for not closing out deals. Like names like Salah, Willian, Mkhitaryan come to mind. So for that, he's had a top draw summer. With Moreno, he's stuck by his guns, and we eventually got him for a lot cheaper than we should have done. And he obviously proved yesterday it was well worth the money. I agree with Leanne in terms of, you know, Shane Long went for 12 million. There's players going for 11 million in the Championship, so to get a player of Balotelli's calibre for 16 million is an unbelievable buy. And just all in terms of, you know, persistence and sticking to our guns this summer, we've done really well. And I think it's important to mention FSG as well, because they've obviously provided us with the money, and for me they've been fantastic since they've come into the club.
Okay, has anyone else got anything to add on Ian Ayre? Luke?
I think Ian Ayre has completely redeemed himself this summer after last year. You know, the club has proved that Champions League is the difference. All these players that we went after last year may well have chosen us this year because we had Champions League football. We got Moreno, and they talk about that no one else is interested in him. That's absolute rubbish.
Okay. Just have a tweet.
For a starting place in the Spanish 11, and you look at all the other players who signed. Lovren from a Premier League team. You've got Lambert, 4 million, absolute bargain. He's the perfect player to come off the bench. We've got Markovic for 20 million, who's supposedly, you know, the next big thing, and you know, we haven't lost anyone either. You know, we would have sold Barini for 14 million, Balotelli 16 million. You can name so many fantastic deals that have been done this summer, and it's a real testament to Ian Ayre and the team.
Alright, great. So we got a tweet in from Socks_Anfield again, saying, I hate to admit it, but you're right, Ian Ayre has been good, but I hate saying this about him because I want him to fail. So yeah, thanks for everyone joining us for the first Global HQ forum. We've got some more questions, have we, Ollie?
we have indeed. We have. We've got a question from 44Con, who's said, "Do you think Romero or Victor Valdez could challenge Mignolet for the #1 spot?" We've obviously spoken about Valdez, but we haven't actually spoken about our interest in Romero. Okay. So what does everyone think on those two?
I think he was good at the World Cup. Obviously, I've not much seen him play much, but if we need to bring in a new keeper, and maybe bringing in him instead of Valdez would be a better option because Valdez is injured. But seeing as we need a keeper, then bringing in Romero wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Luke?
Romero was good at the World Cup, yes, but did you see the defence that he had in front of him? And you know, you'd expect a goalkeeper to do well when called upon there, but in the league, he's not got the best reputation. I've spoken to quite a few people on Twitter, and I've watched him a couple of times, and he's not at the level that we want. He's better than Brad Jones, but Brad Jones is the sort of player that might struggle to get into a championship team at the moment. So I don't know if Romero would exactly be worth it. Valdez may be injured, but I think he would definitely be a better buy because he could improve Mignolet's qualities rather than somebody just waiting to step in.
Leanne?
Yeah, I think Valdez is a lot better than Romero. You saw at the World Cup, he was a bit shaky. Again, his delivery's not great. And I think, although he's better than Brad Jones, he's not the type of person that's going to challenge Mignolet. I think Valdez is a better bet because he's got more experience.
Okay, Tom?
I think we should bring in Valdez. Simply because he's got the Champions League experience, which Mignolet doesn't have, and I think we need a goalkeeper with Champions League experience because I just worry about Mignolet even in the Premier League.
Yeah. So have we got any more questions, or? I've seen one in the chat just says, can you see any Liverpool players winning the Ballon d'Or in the future?
Winning the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah.
Sterling.
I just heard someone say Sterling.
Yeah, I like that.
If Sterling remains consistent, then there's no reason why he wouldn't be nominated for it. But in terms of winning it, no, Suarez was our best bet at that.
Okay. Anyone else got anything to add?
Ricky Lambert might win it.
Glenn Johnson, lads.
Yo, Joe.
He's all over that Ballon d'Or. He's going there.
Okay, so
No, he's winning the Ballon de Shite.
so have we got any more questions, or is that all we got? Because I
I think that's all we've
got. I don't think we've got any more questions. Thanks for joining us all, guys, for the podcast. Leanne, Tom, Luke, Ollie, and Gio, and obviously Dan, the host, the best person in the podcast. But yeah, if you've enjoyed, please don't hesitate to send in a tweet saying you enjoyed it. We'll retweet all the best ones. We love our feedback. And join us again next time. So yeah, thanks for listening. Everyone want to say bye? Bye.
Bye.
Right.